I won't never let anything bad happen to you. We lay down facing each other with our bodies together. I'm a little warm just reading this. Under the bright stars of a cool Memphis night, we consummated our love. It was more than just making love. Elvis's body washed away all the shame and dirtiness I had known before. Remember this unhappy marriage that this older man she had to marry. He elevated me from a degraded child to a woman who knew the ecstasy of submission. This is a quote. Elvis said this. Our love is written on the wind in heaven, Elvis said as we lay on our backs looking up at the stars. This is on a hilltop. Do you believe this? I believe. And then you pick up the paper, he's marrying Priscilla.
It wasn't that way at all. Phil, Elvis and I fell in love. And there were so many things that transpired in our relationship. We had to make decisions. I could not just go to this man because I loved him. I had children. I had a dark past, I thought. Today, I could handle it, then I couldn't. I couldn't just marry Elvis. I wasn't even divorced. So Elvis went about his career and became famous, and I worked. And so what did happen is that Elvis went upwards, and I stayed in the same vein, so to speak, raising my children. Then he went away to the Army, and after the last time I saw him before he went away, I got pregnant with Desiree.
So the pregnancy came just prior to his departure for the Army.
Right.
But it was while he was in the Army that the Priscilla relationship became...
Well, yes, I think he met her in Germany, and as I detailed in the book, I chose, because something dreadful happened, the man that I was married to and had filed for divorce came back to kill me because he had heard that I was dating Elvis. This man, he didn't, and then he became famous. And then he realized that I was serious about him and he was going to kill him and my children and me. In fact, he did try to. He broke my door down and everything. And I had to make a decision to run or to stay there and face the consequences. And I didn't want to stay because I knew that Elvis would intervene. So I did run away and I hid for a while. And I've even told Elvis, that hurt me more than anything, is not being able to tell him that I had to be away because this man was trying to kill me.
But Elvis did not know about this pregnancy.
No, he didn't.
After he went to the Army and he came back, did you see him then? You continued to see him?
In the meantime, during the time he went to the Army and he came back, I had read that he had met someone that he fell in love with. And I think that took the guilt away from me. I thought, I ran away from him. I'm happy he found someone else. And I married in that time. In fact, I tore Desiree's birth certificate up. I thought he'll never know about her because he's found someone else. A moment's emotion.
Yeah. When did you find out about...
I found it, first of all, when I was 17. A friend of my mother's had told me. And the mother actually told me in 1982.
You were angry, though, weren't you? That your mother hadn't told you.
Very much, yes.
She told your half-sisters before she told you. Is that right?
Yes, she did. She told my younger sister. My sister right over me actually knew because she had even spoke to Elvis several times on the phone when he had called.
Yeah.
So she knew, and she never did tell me. And none of my sisters actually ever told me. This woman that my mother knew came in to me and told me.
Yeah. Could we just get a little closer? Is that possible to do that on Desiree? I want you to see this beautiful young woman.
Thank you.
I want to get that opinion. What do you think? Is this Elvis' child or not? Are you suing? You don't want any part of
the
estate, or you don't think you're entitled to? My goodness, the billions here with.
Of course I'm entitled to it, but I will never make a claim on it. I really feel like if Elvis knew about me, that I would have, he would have definitely recognized me.
Yeah.
Now there's been so many people that have taken advantage of my father that I don't want to be one, to do it.
As you know, there's a Deborah out there saying Elvis is my father too, and it might be true.
No one knows.
Are you suing?
I'm not.
I am. What are you suing for? Why is that funny? It does baffle me a bit. here you were raising Elvis's child all these years. I assume you never had a hit record. I don't know.
No, I never did.
So you were at the very most middle class.
Yes, I was a very hard worker, and still am.
Okay, but watching all this happen to this king, why didn't you call him up and say, let's have some money, honey?
Oh, Phil, Elvis was very generous.
But he didn't know we had a child?
No, but I had a reason for not telling him, because I'm a firm believer. It's very hard for some people to understand that, but I'm a firm believer that you don't disrupt children's lives because of two people that are in love or feeling certain ways. I'm sorry, that's my feeling.
You don't have to apologize. I think it's a wonderful position, but how would a couple of $100 a month hurt?
He gave me money.
He did?
Yes, he did. He was very generous. I saw Elvis frequently. I talked to him a lot, and whenever I did see him, he did give me money. He didn't do it because he thought he had to. I wouldn't accept it in my hand. There's just something about exchanging money. But he would put it in an envelope, and when I'd see him, it would be in my purse. Mm-hmm. He wanted to set up a trust fund for me. And I'm, I guess, too proud. I didn't want him to do that because I didn't want to be a kept woman. I loved him.
Elvis died in 1977.
Yes, he did.
You met him when you were 16 years old, and so what year would that be? 57?
53. Yeah.
So you saw him from 53 to what?
To right before he died, yes. See, I was separated from Elvis for 10 years. When I ran away and I was pregnant with Desiree, I stayed in hiding, and I read that he'd, met someone else, and I didn't see him. I thought, I'll make my own life. He's better off without me, and less guilt on my part because I had gone away without telling him. And then in 67, I got a call from Elvis, and he had found out through someone at the market, which I'm a designer, that she had seen me, and he had been calling and trying to find out.
Well, he thought you were dead.
He did. He thought I was dead for a long time. And so he asked me to please see him. He wanted to explain some things, and he wanted to find out some things from me. And reluctantly, I did see him in Beverly Hills. I explained why I had to run away and why he got married, why I got married.
You never told him you had a child?
Oh, he came so close, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to because I knew.
You said, I have something to tell you that's going to make you feel good. And he said, I hope it's true. Is that right?
The last time I spoke to him.
He said, I hope what you want to tell me is...
I hope what I'm thinking is true.
What do you think he was thinking?
Well, he knew her name was Desiree, and he only called me Desiree because... And we had talked about children, a long time ago, and I think he knew that I had a daughter by him. I did.
Well, we're going to let this audience talk to you here in Stamford, Connecticut, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Are you sorry we drifted apart?
Want to stand? Yes.
I wanted to ask Lucy, why did you wait till Desiree was 17 before you told her? And why then did you decide to tell her at that time?
She was asking me. I waited because I wanted to tell Elvis first, and then I never wanted to tell him after he died.
She didn't tell me actually when I was 17. A friend of hers had told me.
Why all of a sudden you said that you didn't want to tell Elvis that he was her father because it would be destructive to your child's life? Why? How do you figure giving your child her father and giving a father his daughter is destructive? I don't understand how you can
I had other children too, and they had a very normal life, and Elvis was a monumental star, and it wouldn't have been just a normal life had it come out.
I have a question for Desiree. I know my kids can't keep a secret for 10 seconds, and you said your half-sisters and brothers didn't tell you. I can't... Well, you said they didn't at that time.
They didn't.
And they knew about it before you.
When I was 17, this woman that had told me, and then I had sort of baited my younger sister, and I said, my father's Elvis, and she said, who told you? And I told her, and she said, well, don't tell Mother because she'll think I told you. So, we kept it all quiet, and even when I found out, I didn't go to Mother and tell her that I knew. I couldn't do that.
I was wondering if...
What's up with hang on. What's the matter?
You know, I'm just thinking of something. If you're not looking for money, Miss Presley, if you're not looking for money and everything, why are you bringing this out now to the public eye? Why are you sitting here if you're not looking for anything?
Well, number one, because like I said, it is my name, and that's what I wanted from my mother was the story. Everybody needs to know where they came from and what their background is. Everybody owes. And
well,
why do you have to wait so long? I mean, you're a grown girl now. Why don't you come up? You're getting me very upset. Here's what I wanted to say. Why now, when you don't want anything out of this relationship from Elvis Presley, except the fact that you, as a woman, know that your father was Elvis Presley? That's all you have to know. You're happy.
Because when I was 19, my name on my birth certificate is Presley. Mother did give me my name. I didn't know that until I was 19 and got my birth certificate, and I started using that name, Presley. And everywhere I was going, I was, being confronted, are you related to Elvis? And I would say yes, but I didn't know the facts, and it was awkward. So instead of going through my life defending myself, which I would have to do and continue to do, now the story's out and people know, and they can make their own opinion. I know who I am.
Here's the birth certificate about which you spoke.
Yeah, but who cares except you?
Well,
I don't care that everybody knows, hey, I'm Elsie. Hey, hallelujah. I don't care.
Well,
why do you care?
Can I just try here for a second? This is not a bad story, if you don't mind my saying. And as a person who has not only written but even sold a book in public, I think that's legal, and I don't think necessarily that makes them awful people.
I'm not saying they're awful.
But the point, to answer your question, is a lot of people care. I mean, this is a 20th century entertainment figure, and this, it is claimed, is one of his undeclared children until this year. So
There might be 20 out
there might be. You never know. Yeah, what?
Do either of you think that there are other illegitimate children who might start,
We've already established that Deborah met you, I believe, outside a television station.
Right.
And said, I'm his father, I'm his daughter, too.
Yes.
And your encounter was brief, and you have not seen her since.
No.
What?
He had time to sing if he was so busy with all the other women.
When did he have time to sing? Well, I mean, I don't know. The guy had his own plane, Yeah.
I'm still not clear about her other
She's still not clear. Let's straighten this out.
You say you were defending your other children, but they knew.
Well,
So why not just tell her?
Sorry, not till they were grown. They didn't know. I had a very assertive child, Denise, that always tried to find out things that she shouldn't. But she guessed, but I never came out and told her till Desiree was grown.
What I want to know is both of you ladies chose to sleep with prominent figures. I mean, you made that decision.
Right.
And neither one of you took any precautions not to become pregnant or not to have
back then. Well, this was
children with people.
This was the 50s. That should be pre-pill, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I mean,
there were other precautions.
yeah, I'm just curious about that. That you made that decision. You chose to sleep with them. And the consequences are yours.
Yes.
Yeah, so,
Well, they're not. I don't know. You're not here to complain, right?
No,
Mrs. Brown?
absolutely no.
You're here to set the record straight. Yes. What's the matter?
Have they ever heard from?
I have no.
Have you ever heard from the children, Johnson children?
Have we heard from them?
Yes.
No.
No.
No, we have not.
No comment coming from the Johnsons. Are you there, caller? Go ahead. Thanks for waiting.
Yes, I am. I'd like to ask a question to Desiree.
Yeah.
Has she ever considered having a blood test to prove that she is actually Elvis's daughter?
Yes, I have had the blood test, and it has proved positive.
Now, we should say that a blood test makes Elvis a candidate for paternity,
right.
does not necessarily absolutely prove that he is. You have a more important piece of evidence, and that is the poem.
Okay.
Tell me about that poem.
Right, so I've played about 15 minutes of that. Good morning, guys. How's everyone? Hope everyone is well. We have, just so you know, we have Kathy here who's going to help us answer questions. Kathy, are you there this morning? Do you have your coffees, guys? Salvatore. So obviously we are defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth, yeah? So please don't think I'm going to cover this topic every day forever. This is part 4. We may have to do one more part to this because I have had on YouTube, we have had hundreds of comments, even quite strong arguments. We've got the author, Desiree Matira, has been commenting on the YouTube chat, on the YouTube post that we've done. Pretty full on, quite a lot of arguing, quite intense. We've had YouTube channels. There's 2 YouTube channels that are involved in the discussions as well, and it's pretty. A lot of people take this situation very seriously. This book and Desiree and Lucy and the story. People are very, very passionate about it. One of the most common things that are being said to me is, why are we talking about it now? Like, this is an old story from, I think, 1987. So people keep saying, why are we talking about it now? I think it's because Rare Elvis Photos, Joe Sins, has been reading the book, and I think this has brought it to the forefront. And unless, Kathy, is that true? Is there anyone else that's been bringing this up? Now, since Joe brought it up, it is all over Facebook. All the Elvis channels are talking about it. So before we get on with the topic, I want to just play something. Right, guys, I'm going to play something because I want us to start this live stream in a happy way, in a friendly way. So I thought this would be a good way to do it. Now, remember, we start this discussion. I'm not taking sides. We start this discussion. I'm not taking sides. I'm going to sit on the shelf. Thankfully, we have Kathy is going to help us. Desiree, the author, may join us. He may be watching. He's very, very passionate. Of course, he wrote the book all those years ago. He's been arguing with people for decades. He is very defensive. I understand. He feels like he's being called a fraud and a liar. So he is sensitive, but 100% he truly believes his book, 100%. So I want to do this debate in a friendly, respectful way. I don't want to be rude. Like, I was listening to a YouTube channel last night on, commenting. I found it was an Elvis YouTube channel, and I just thought, we can go about this in a much friendlier way. We're just debating. We don't have to agree. We can disagree. It's okay. Whether you believe it or don't believe it, or you're sat on the shelf, it's okay. This isn't life or death. Yeah, this is just, yes, it's important to us, the fans, and it's very important to the people that do believe the story. Of course, it's important to Desiree Matira, the author, and it's going to be important to Desiree. I did read one of her posts that talk about her beautiful mother, and I was going to read that out as well. I am going to read out I think they call it, let me just, blah, 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 the preface. I'm going to read that out as well. So this is going to be a long live, guys. we're just going to see how it unfolds. I think we're going to be here quite a while, so I hope you've got a coffee. Now, Kathy doesn't have to be here. Kathy doesn't have to be here. She's here to help. She's here to help. She's not going to force her views on anyone. You come up with your questions, whether it's for the book or against the book, whether you believe it or don't believe it. You come up with your questions, and Kathy will do her best to reply to the questions. So let's keep it friendly and respectful. I've had quite a few of you message me with different bits of information. I appreciate that. We're just gonna play this for Salvatore. Salvatore, we're gonna embarrass you. Salvatore, our subscriber, we're gonna embarrass you, and I love it. Salvatore, I just want you to know I love it. It's one of my favorite songs. I don't know, Salvatore. Salvatore, what year was this made?
Now it's recording. Yes, I'll see you anywhere. Oh, no, never know when I'll be back in town. Oh, but I remember what I told you that time. Funny, okay, it's funny.
Let's sing it, guys. Let's right on by. Yeah. Oh, karate! I like the karate stance at the end, Salvatore. So, you know, I don't like to embarrass Salvatore, you know, but I'm going to.
Even the picture looks
Step up here, Gina. Let me sing you, baby.
all right.
You thought it was over.
And I walk you slow. People ask me how I lived now.
Oh, I love this.
I tell them I don't know. I guess they understand. I only live last day. Life's beginning again. The day you took my hand.
I'm trying to get it to focus. Okay, mate. He sings from the heart. Oh.
Your thoughts are just with me. You said I set free. I'm happy that you. Oh, my life is free. And once the days break, all but love is dead. This is my wish.
Where's the karate kick? No karate kick at the end of that one, Salvatore. Right. Let's clear my throat. Salvatore, were you expecting me to play it? Were you expecting me to play it? I knew I was going to play it as soon as you sent it me. I love it. I don't know why, but Salvatore, there's something about you that I don't know. I can't even put my word on it. You got the X factor, my friend. You got that star factor. There's something about your energy that is that grabs you and gets your attention. And you have a very good voice. Very, very good voice. I love it. I love that. And the reason I wanted to start with Salvatore, it's true, mate. When you got it, you got it. That's what my brother always says to me, my twin brother. When you got it, you got it. Yeah. He's usually talking about women, but there's a reason. Oh yeah, he can sing, definitely. He's a natural. Now there is a reason I wanted to start on a light note with Salvatore's brilliant music, because I personally think, and I hope Kathy agrees with me, I personally think that people take this book, and I mean this respectfully, I think people take things way too seriously. Way too seriously. I think that, yes, this book's important. Yeah, it's important. It means a lot to a lot of people, especially the author, and obviously to Kathy and people around the world that believe this book. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we're just Elvis fans. It's okay what we think, whether we believe it or not, or if we're on the, or if we just are not interested. It's not a reason for us to be rude to each other. It's not a reason to show no respect or not have good manners. Yeah. Because when I've been reading some comments, some people, including some Elvis YouTube channels, are very rude. There's just no need for it. There is no need for it. I just think, my name's Louis. I've been a fan for over 50 years. I'm in Southwest UK. I'm just in my kitchen. I'm not a researcher. I'm not an Elvis expert. I'm just a fan who loves Elvis. Elvis changed my life forever. And I think every single person on this live stream and that subscribes to Defending Elvis Presley are the same. We're all Elvis fans. We love Elvis. We're friendly. We're kind. We're friendly and we're kind. So my point, the reason I'm waffling on a bit, I say this because I want us in this discussion to be respectful to each other, whether we believe it or not. We come from a good place. We come from a place of love. I do not have a mean bone in my body. To my core, I am soft. There is no nastiness in me. There is no meanness in me. Yeah. I want to show respect no matter what people think. No matter what people think, I want us to be kind to each other. And the reason I play Salvatore is because I can see that he's like that. He's just a good guy. He's just a nice guy with a great voice that wanted to share his beautiful songs with Team Elvis because he's a good guy. We are good guys. Team Elvis, we are good guys. And Salvatore represents that in bucket loads, So we are going to do this in a nice way. Right. Okay. Let's start. I'm going to just read a few comments first. Now, remember, Kathy's here to answer your questions. Right. Louis, I've been trying to sing like him since I was 6 years old. I know. And you do, Salvatore. You're brilliant. You're a very, very good singer. You're a very good singer. You should be proud, my friend. You should be very proud. And I know you, and Salvatore says he means it from the bottom of his heart. I know it. I know a good guy. Yeah, I know a good guy. Right. Oh, Salvatore, don't give up, my friend. Keep going. Even Angel Eyes, she gave up. Both of you. Start singing again, both of you. Never give up. That's what I say to my kids. Never give up. I know. I want you to do a karate kick for us, Salvatore. Oh, that's just funny. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's get on to the topic. Kathy, are you there? Kathy, are you there? Sorry, Kathy. I know I'm being long-winded. We need Kathy. Now, Kathy, just before, I just want to say to you guys, Kathy has a very, very nice YouTube channel. And as you know, I mean, she doesn't know I'm going to do this. Kathy has not asked me to do this. As you know, let me get it up. We promote YouTube channels, especially if they defend Elvis or our Elvis channels. So, Kathy, I'm just going to take 30 seconds to get some of these guys to check out your YouTube channel. Is that okay? Now, Kathy, I've been chatting with Kathy. She's lovely. She's a lovely lady. So I'm going to type it in here. Now, actually, no, I'll show you on the screen. Kathy's channel is Elvis Presley, past, present, and future. She's on 422 subscribers. I'm sure we can make a difference. I've been watching her videos. They're very good. Very good. I know that, Kathy, but it doesn't matter. The videos that you have done are very good. We want to watch them. Elvis Presley, past, present, and future. Now, remember, Kathy has not asked me to do this. I'm doing this because I want to. Elvis Presley, past, present, and future. Please subscribe to it. Elvis Presley, past, present, and future. And she's done some really, I was watching them last night. Great videos. She just sits there and she discusses all different topics to do with Elvis. I think she's great. Elvis Presley, past, present, and future. I'll just show you one more time. Okay, guys. Right. So please subscribe to Kathy. Please subscribe. Right. Let's get. I'm going to start with a very strong question. I know that we've already done this, but we've got to do it again. Who believes? All the people that do believe it, please tell me now, and then I'm going to question them first. All the people that do believe it. Do you believe Desiree is Elvis's daughter? Can the believers please comment? And then Julie S. Hi, Julie. Welcome. let's have a few people reply. Then I'm going to ask you another question. Hi, Anita. Oh, well done, Angel Eyes. Emily, come on. It's okay. Don't be shy, guys. The ones that believe it, even there's 50 of you watching now. And then in a minute, we're going to ask another question. Salvatore is a don't know. Fair enough, my friend. I'm a don't know. I am a don't know. That's where I am. Okay, guys? I'm with Salvatore because he's too cool. Linda, not enough information to decide. I just wish there was more evidence to show blood tests. Obviously, we ended that little video that I played on her saying that there had been blood tests. So right. So I'm going to first have a look. I believe it's possible. Precious Hearts, hi Precious Hearts, doesn't know. Same as me. The mother genuinely believes it. Okay, yeah, the mother, Lucy, truly believes it that Desiree is Elvis is the father. Yeah, I can see that. Right, okay. Now Kathy, I'm gonna mention the blood test, but first of all, I'm just gonna ask so why doesn't she have pictures of the DNA test? Right. So we're going to go into the questions, but I just want to say to the people that do believe it, can you tell me why? Tell me why you do believe it. I'm going to go into the blood test in a second. The people that said they do believe it, tell me why. Tell me why. Why do you believe? Like Julie has said, I believe it's possible because of the poem. Okay, we know about the poem. Now we have, from what I know, and Kathy can help us here. We don't know who has the poem. Does Desiree have the poem? Yeah. Now we know somebody sent me. No, somebody told me that we played a clip yesterday that shows the guy who authenticated the poem's handwriting, that it was in the video clip I played, the actual guy that authenticated it. Yeah. I think it's going to be in the section when I read out this. When I read out, let's just have a look. When I read this out in the book, which I am going to do, the preface, I think it mentions the guy who authenticated the poem. So, Kathy, who has, just to remind me, because I know you probably already answered this, who has the poem? Who owns it? Where is it? Let's have a look. So I'm just reading. So the question I asked was, why do you believe it? Let's have a look. Okay, right, let's go back. Julie says, I believe it's possible. Karen, the blood test showed up a positive result. But now, Kathy, can you go into detail about these blood tests? How do we know there was a positive result? What kind of blood test was it? Where is the proof to show the positive result? Is there any documents that show it? Just give us a bit more information, please. Looking at Desiree, I could see a strong resemblance to Gladys. Thank you, Emily. Lynette is undecided. Got to be an underlining reason why they are doing it. Of course, yeah, we want more. Salvatore wants more information. Gio, I'm only going to take serious comments, mate. We're not messing around here. I take this seriously. I want to show respect to Desiree. I want to show respect to Kathy. Yeah. And to Desiree. Remember, Desiree's still alive. Yeah. Let's have a look. When was the test taken? What kind of blood test was Elvis's blood test? Yes, I really would like an answer to that, Kathy. I sent Louis many young photos of Gladys and Doll and grandmother. Let's have a look. Let's just catch up. Let's have a look. Okay, let's have a look. We are doing, what's that? We are all going to know the truth one day. So fret not. The Bible says everything hidden will be revealed. Jack Doe, thank you for that. You have been helping me a little bit with your comments. Thank you. When I was living with Nana, I lost Elvis by TV and now hard to learn the image of stage. Oh, let's keep going. Desiree, expression, eyes, and the resemblance towards Gladys. Yes, Angel, the poem is said to be authored by Elvis. Yeah, and I do think there is proof of the actual guy that authenticated it, saying it himself. I played it, but I missed it. But I must have been making a coffee or something when I played it. I don't, except Gio, you know I love you, but come on, mate. Right. I don't think Lucy or Desiree would publicize this if they did not know it for fact. Lucy is not that type of a woman. Okay. I mean, I will say this. Lucy comes across even in that video. I watched quite a few this morning. She's a decent woman, I think. I think she's very respectful, well-mannered, kind. She obviously is extremely close to her daughter. So she doesn't look dodgy to me, not at all. Right. Greetings, everyone. I sub to your channel. I will go through it. Hi, Navarro. Welcome to Team Elvis, Navarro. Welcome to Team Elvis. We love people to join us and help defend Elvis. And we are an Elvis channel. So anything Elvis is great. Right, Karen Thomas. The poem made me think it could be true. Then you start listening to the words in the song. Okay. Angel. So maybe it is possible. Just saying. That's fine. At the time, he was the biggest thing on the planet. No mention the most handsome on the planet. Why would you take pictures? Why wouldn't you take pictures of him? That's a good point. Now, I will say this. When it all came out, when the book was launched, yeah, because I know obviously a big part of the questioning is, I've never tried to make money from Elvis. I've never asked money from Elvis. I wasn't trying to be in his will or in his inheritance. But that's true. I agree. They didn't go after money. 100%. I've watched quite a few things. Desiree and Lucy did not go after money. But I have to say this, in fairness, yeah, they did become minor celebrities. They were on many news programs, all everywhere, and radio interviews, and it did give them fame. It did give them fame. So they would have been paid as well. So to say that they made no money from this book, or is it just that I can't agree with that. There was money to be made. I'm not anti them making money. They did become celebrities and they probably enjoyed a much nicer lifestyle for a while, temporarily, whilst this book was being launched and spoken about. So they did have that. There's quite a few pictures of them during those years being interviewed. I think I've got a couple here. Now, Kathy, I'm not saying this to belittle them or to be negative. I'm just saying, which we're sat on the shelf, we're trying to decide one way or the other or not. And I don't think, these they did have a period where the spotlight was on them. Come on, they're saying that Elvis Presley is the father of Desiree, and that Lucy is saying she had a very long affair with Elvis. That interview, the interview I watched, is quite detailed. Look, there's, if you look there, you know, they became celebrities for a while. This is Desiree today. So I'm just saying, guys, when I hear people say, when they say, oh, you know, we don't want Elvis's money, fair enough. But they did attract a lot of attention. I'm sure they would have been paid for these interviews. And this went on for a while. So they did benefit. So to say that they never benefited, that is, I won't wash with that. Yeah. I'm not saying that as a dig. I'm just trying to be fair. Yeah. So, I want to move on. I just want to answer the blood test question. Then I'm going to ask another question. Let's have a look. I'm not going to say info I don't know. I'd prefer to ask Desiree first. But what I do know is the bloods were taken and she tested positive to have Elvis's blood. Well, do you know what, Kathy, that's such an important thing. We really do need to know, because I would say, of all the questions I've been reading, even the Elvis YouTube channel that was quite hot-headed, the thing he kept demanding, and I have to agree with him, is where is the DNA test? Where is the DNA test? Where is the blood test? These are I think this is the most crucial question that is asked. Yeah, not whether or not they had a secret affair, not whether or not not the life that Lucy lived, because obviously she goes into graphic detail about the abuse at the hands of her so-called husband. Yeah. The fact she had to run and hide away with her kids, yeah, with Lucy. With Desiree. So it's just too important. It's too important. The blood test, the DNA test, is too important. I know we're being told that Elvis Presley Enterprises won't allow the blood test, or the DNA test, yeah. But my answer to that is, why is it up to them anyway? Why is it up to Elvis Presley Enterprises whether or not there's a DNA test? Why is it down to them? Angel Eyes, thank you. You're so kind. Angel Eyes just bought me a coffee. Thank you, Angel Eyes. Thank you for the super thank you. It's very kind. Right, let's go back to these questions. Okay, so my answer to Kathy is we need some more details with the blood tests, yeah, because obviously blood tests back then were different. On Donahue in his interview says that the blood tests are not conclusive. He clearly says that. It means that Elvis can be a candidate, or that Desiree can be a candidate, but it's not conclusive. He says that. Let's just keep reading. If it was blood type only test, it is not conclusive, according to what I read. Now, someone sent me all the details on an email about blood types and whether or not, I think it was Linda. Is Linda on here? She sent me a very, very detailed email. I'm not sure. I don't know if we've got time to read it because it was a very long email, but it basically said, the email is basically saying what Donahue said, that it doesn't give you 100% yes or no, this blood test, the type of blood test they used way back then in the late 80s, yeah, or even the 90s. Kathy, you mentioned that Desiree was tested and has the same blood type as Elvis. This still doesn't prove that he was the father. Did they do extensive testing? This is what Linda, the email she sent me, that's what it said. That's right. What I want to find out, Desiree, but being the same blood type as Elvis doesn't prove anything. It's true. They wouldn't need money off the estate, etc. They would be paid from appearances. Yes, I think that. They benefited from money and fame. They did. I don't think for very long. Yeah, it wasn't like forever. It was during the release of the book. Yeah, guaranteed. Yeah, and I'm not saying that as a dig. I'm just saying that happened. Blood type only tests were used only to exclude paternity. There are 4 types of bloods, so everyone is in the world has one of the 4. Yeah, Linda, you are here. Hi, Linda. So yeah, Linda sent me an excellent email that describes exactly why blood tests work or don't work. Kathy was just trying to put the pieces together. Yeah, we're gathering information with Team Elvis, and we're just giving it a go, guys, aren't we? I'm not trying to sway you. I'm not trying to make you believe or not believe. I want you guys to make your own decision. Yeah. At the moment, I don't know. I don't know. That's where I'm going to stand. I'm not going to sway what we decide here. Yeah. I'm trying to push it so you guys are asking all the questions and giving all the answers, and then Kathy has her input. And Derry, if he's watching, is very welcome to join in. He's probably asleep. Come on, in America, they're all like, I'm guessing Derry's in America, yeah? And he did message me a couple of times last night. The author, they are making money from Elvis, from appearances, and all the attention and the mention of the name Presley. Well, Angel Eyes, no, they used to. Remember when they were doing TV appearances and had a bit of fame, spotlight was on them and interviews. That was 30, 40 years ago. It was a long time ago. They're not making money now. They're not making any money now. Desiree is not making any money right now as we speak. As far as I can see, she's a wealthy woman now anyway in her own right. She's got her own life and marriage, etc. So I won't accept at all that they are making money now, but 30 years ago maybe, but not for long, because don't forget, the book would have come out, it would have had its moment, whether I don't know how well it sold, and then it would have just been forgotten. These books don't they fade, guys. They fade. Books fade quickly. Look, even with Lisa Marie's new book, already it's become old news, and it's only been 3-4 weeks. Yeah, maybe a bit longer. But my point is, books get forgotten quickly. Yeah, we won't forget. We are going to search for justice for Lisa Marie every day. Yeah, so we ain't going to forget the book here, but many do. Many do. People fixate on one thing in the book and won't let it go, and they base their conclusions on that whole book. You need to read the whole book and get the whole story. Well, Kathy, I can't agree with that, and I'll tell you why. Because most people won't read that book. Most people will not read this whole book. You'll get some. I agree that if you read the whole book, you're going to know, you're going to understand the story much better and maybe get closer to the truth. But most people will not read this whole book. We're here with people, I would say most of the people on this live stream have not read that book and will not read it. So this is our little opportunity to be fair and get the facts out with your help. Derry's welcome to join us and try and answer the questions on this live stream. Now, this live stream will take on its own life, because it'll be posted to YouTube. So this live stream will be around forever, and hopefully it will help Elvis fans, even non-Elvis fans, make a decision whether or not they think it's true or not, or if they want to just not make a decision, which I think many people won't decide. It's a bit like when there's an election, isn't it? A bit like when there's an election for a new president or prime minister. Not everyone has to vote. Not everyone has to vote. Some of us just decide not to. Yeah? Same thing. Same thing. Some of you won't want to decide. right? I'm sure there are, Kathy, but I've yet to read the book. I've known about the book for a long time. I just never read it because I didn't believe it was real. But now I'm changing my mind again. But Julie, do you intend to buy the book and read it? So is this all publicity to get the book republished? Kathy, Polly, it definitely isn't, in my opinion. Rare Elvis Photos reads lots of books. Yeah, he's been reading the Kathy book. He's read Child Bride. He's read loads of books. It just was another book that he picked up and started reading. Yeah, that has drawn some attention. Rare Elvis Photos is a massive channel, and that is the only reason we're sat here. This has nothing to do with making money. This has nothing to do with relaunching this book. This is not a money-making thing. This is just, it's all come up. It's coincidentally, Kathy is good friends with Desiree and knows Desiree quite well. So Kathy feels sorry for Desiree. She feels that he's being bullied and attacked and receiving a lot of hate. So Kathy is trying to help us, and she doesn't have to, with our research, answer some questions. Kathy has clearly said to me, people can believe it or not believe it, it's up to them, but at least let me give them a chance to ask some questions and get more information, be more informed. Yeah. So there's no, Polly, I understand, but there's no money making here at the moment. Now, in 1987, when the book was released, yeah, there definitely was, but not now. Not now. This ain't about money. This is about Elvis fans trying to make their minds up. Yeah. Now remember, Polly, I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's true. Yeah. I'm just using this live stream so we can debate. Yeah. Let's have that. Joe is in the process of trying to get her to speak with him. Yes. Yeah. So Kathy, that's correct. Kathy has told me that Joe is hoping to have a conversation with Desiree. I mean, I will say this: Desiree seems lovely. You know, the interviews I've watched, she just seems like a real, genuine, decent girl who loves her mum. And I was going to read a post up. I wanted to play a bit more of this Donahue interview, if I haven't lost it, because I think there's not that much more of it left. I do think it's important that we see the questions that were being asked when this book was released. Obviously, Donahue's here, so I'm going to play this. I'm going to warm up my coffee, but we've still got a long time to go, guys. This is going to be a long live, okay?
Briefly.
Yes, Elvis wrote this beautiful poem to me because he knew I didn't like a lot of material things, and he sent it to me with some money for a gift.
I'm going to rewind that bit because she talks about the poem.
Yes, makes Elvis
Johnson children. Have we heard from them?
No, we have not.
No comment coming from the Johnsons. Are you there, caller? Go ahead. Thanks for waiting.
Yes, I am. I'd like to ask a question to Desiree.
Yeah.
Has she ever considered having a blood test to prove that she is actually Elvis's daughter?
Yes, I have had the blood test, and it has proved positive.
Now, we should say that a blood test makes Elvis a candidate for paternity, does not necessarily absolutely prove that he is. You have a more important piece of evidence, and that is the poem. Isn't that so?
Right.
Tell me about that poem briefly. Please.
Yes, Elvis wrote this beautiful poem to me because he knew I didn't like a lot of material things, and he sent it to me with some money for a gift one Christmas, and I had kept it secret and didn't want it revealed, but then I finally decided, yes, I would reveal it so the fans could see it, and Graceland said, don't do it because we own it, or claim they own it. Then we had it authenticated by 5 different people.
Including Charles Hamilton, who is on record as saying this is Elvis's handwriting.
Right, and yes, they did, and he did, and several others, and it contradicted a lot of things that the Elvis associates are saying, that I never saw Elvis and he never knew me and all this stuff. But yes, I did know him, and yes, I do have his stuff.
Well, we certainly shouldn't be surprised if the estate is going to be somewhat defensive when it comes to paternity claims.
But we're not claiming anything from them. You know, Phil, we're not wanting money.
That has this audience baffled, may I say.
Well, I do not want I could have had the money if that's what I wanted. I really did not want that, and I don't want it today.
Okay. And we'll be back in just a moment.
You have made my life complete.
You called him Al, didn't you?
Yes, I can.
Al. It was like a nickname, code name.
It was a pet name, really.
Right. Your story is in this book titled "Are You Lonesome Tonight?" The untold story of Elvis Presley's one true love and the child he never knew. And Steve, as we have established, just learned.
Well, referring to the other
Yeah.
lady, I'm trying to understand your reasoning. And being a woman, I honestly can't, and I don't understand it.
Tell me what's you don't understand.
Because he was a very famous man, she could have done everything for her children, for all of them. And money is a big thing when you're bringing up children, and I just don't understand how she passed all this up.
First of all, I had a stepfather that was a very good father and still is a very good father to me. And for years, I thought he was my father.
And money is not the most important thing, really.
Getting back to, I wonder if Desiree has had any contact with Priscilla or Lisa.
No, I haven't, but I would like very much to meet Lisa. I hope very soon.
Sir.
Desiree, I have heard that you had plastic surgery, and I was wondering if Elvis's pictures had any influence on what you had chosen.
Actually, there's a picture in the book that I was in a car accident, and yes, I did have my nose repaired. But there is a picture in the book before my surgery, and I look more like my father than I do now.
Right here. You look more like your father at age 17, you think?
Yes.
Let me get it here. This one, right?
I did have a crush there, remember?
Right here.
Yeah.
What do you think? There you are at 17. Is that Elvis Presley's daughter? And we'll be back in just a moment.
Right, I'll play a bit more. I want to try and not just keep you watching that. Let me just. Now, I went into Facebook. She's got. It looks to me like there's at least 2 Facebook. Someone messaged me. It was Greg. Greg, thank you for messaging me. Greg told me about the different Facebook pages that Desiree has. Now, one of them is Desiree Presley Rodriguez. But the thing I liked when I looked it up was there was a really nice post. Let's see if I can get it up about her mother, Lucy. Let's see if it comes up. I just thought it was really nice. Here we go. So it goes like this. My dearest darling mum, I miss you so very much. I feel your beautiful, bright spirit with me. How blessed I've been to have you as my mother. You are and always will be my hero. You are the true meaning of love. Kind and brave and compassionate and gentle and humble and loving. You were also very fierce. I mean, that's beautiful, isn't it, guys? You taught me through example how to be the best person I could be and to be a survivor. I remember as a child being in such awe of you, and I wanted to be just like you. When someone would say I looked like you, I was so happy holding your hand. But then you would say, no, darling, you don't. You're beautiful. She's a beautiful lady, wasn't she? She was beautiful. And I think they had a special closeness, Desiree and Lucy. It would crush me because in my eyes, you always will be the most beautiful person I have ever known, not only physical, but even more beauty inside. You have always been there for me. My petite little warrior, especially through these last few difficult years in your dementia, I felt your love and encouragement. So she had dementia, guys. Very sad, very sad. We've been through so many things together. My friend asked me the best 3 memories I have with you. There are so many beautiful memories, and every detail is etched within my heart. They make me laugh and cry and feel so proud and blessed that God chose me to be your daughter. Wow, that is so beautiful. You were so brave in writing your book to give me my legacy. I will forever be grateful and in awe of you, my beautiful mum. God, I'll tell you what, it's quite emotional, guys. It's very touching. Whew. Right. Through your writing, I felt the pure love and you and my father shared. It was so pure and gentle for this physical world. But now in eternity, you can be together. So she's talking about her father, Elvis. That's what she's talking about here, guys. So it's off, you know, it's. I was so happy to be with you, holding your hand when you took your last breath, looking into your beautiful eyes and seeing such peace. I knew you were ready to go. As much as I am hurting, I have solace knowing you will be with your true love. Whew. I'll tell you what, beautiful words, beautiful words. And I already have signs yesterday that when I came home from the hospital, I put Pandora Elvis channel and the first song that came on was Are You Lonesome Tonight? I will forever miss you and that little twinkle in your eyes. But now from above, I am blessed with the best, most protective angel. Rest in paradise, my beautiful, loving mum. I love you so very much. And then she just, some pictures. I mean, come on, guys. You can't argue with those beautiful words, yeah? I just find that very, 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 very touching. You know, whether you believe it or not, they had a special closeness, them two. I really think that. You know, if I was a mother, I'd be so proud to have a closeness like that with my daughter. I mean, they did look alike, didn't they, guys? That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. I haven't read that. That's the first time I've read that. And really beautiful. Let's keep going on your comments. Obviously, I'm missing a lot of comments, guys. There's a lot of comments there. There's nearly 60 people watching. So, sure, he didn't find out about Desiree until very shortly before his death. If he had known about her, I'm sure he would have provided for her. Yeah, and that's something we'll never know. But, you know, the Elvis that we know, that we adore and how we've grown to understand him, yeah, I'm going to agree with that. Right. Elvis didn't know the child existed until he was told Lucy was not dead, but living in Dallas. Thanks again, Kathy. Let's have a look. Let me just, sorry, it just jumped up on the comments. It always does this. It jumps up. Let's keep going. Let's have a look. Okay. Let me. I'll just go back a bit. Right. Right, Salvatore. Let's have a look. Is Salvatore being cheeky? Right. Kathy, did Elvis find out? This is Gio. Kathy, did Elvis find out about Desiree in 1977? It was a love letter, Cat. It's been named a poem. Okay. Enida. Then he still didn't know it was his child. Lucy did not tell him or her. Elvis died before she could tell him for certain. So so Kathy, so Elvis just didn't know. He died. He went to his grave not knowing. Yeah, is that correct? I think it is. All I know. Why would they have to do it? Why? All I know, why would they have to? It didn't belong to EP. The bit where people, the bit that people keep saying about EPE won't allow a DNA thing. I don't get that, because why is it up to EPE? This is the bit I don't understand. Yeah. Surely there's a system, yeah, that is used when people demand a DNA test. Yeah. You know, when it comes to inheritance, things like that. Yeah, I don't see how EPE is the reason. You know, I'm no expert, guys. I'm just a fan at home. They wrote a fascinating book. This is Jack Doe. I don't resent them making money. What are they supposed to live on? Air, although they both worked hard before and after. Well, Jack, I'm not sure, but as far as I know, they have their own money. Yeah, obviously at the time, they didn't, I don't think. Yeah, but as far as I know, that Desiree has not needed to live off the Presley name since way back then. You know, obviously when the book was released, there would have been some income generated from the book, yeah, from it maybe a couple of years, but she has her own money, doesn't she now, guys? Linda, Louis, I will resend the blood type information, removing my email. You can post just information with links, and I sent subscribers. Just don't share my email. Okay, Linda, but do you know what? I'm really appreciative of that email, but it's quite long. I don't think we've got enough time because I've got a lot of different things I want to go through, and I may, what I'll probably do is read it myself again. I did read it last night and try and shorten it. But the end was the long and short of that email you sent me, Linda, isn't it just that that the blood tests are not conclusive, the type of blood tests that were done in the late 80s, yeah, or the 90s? Let's have a look. Karen, exactly. The love letter she calls the poem is about Lancelot and his desires. Lancelot originated from the book written by... Okay, a bit more information there. Let's have a look. I just dislike people who make money off the back of Elvis. Yeah, but Polly, you know, how far do you want to go with that? Yeah, how far? Because millions of people make money from Elvis, including the YouTube channels. Yeah, it doesn't like, if someone buys me a coffee, am I then suddenly a bad person because someone bought me a coffee? Yeah, I actually don't agree. My attitude is this with making money from Elvis. Yeah, because I'm a true fan. I've been a fan for over 50 years. Elvis changed my life when I was a very small child. You can go back over my pictures from a 4-year-old boy to today, age 57. I'm 57, and you know I'm an Elvis fan. It's clear. All through my life, including when I was a child, teenager, adult, middle-aged, you name it, it's so obvious I was an Elvis fan. Now, if someone sends me some coffees or becomes a member for $1 a month on my channel, does that mean that I'm a bad guy because I'm making money off Elvis? Do you see my point? My thing is this: if people make money from Elvis and it's and they're not doing harm, damaging his image and reputation, damaging his legacy, I think it's okay. Now, if people are making money off Elvis and they're saying disgusting, horrible things about him, horrible accusations, they're spreading lies, like, unfortunately, in my opinion, like Priscilla does for entertainment purposes, yeah, then I've got a problem with that. But just good channels making money, you know, whether it be YouTube, even a good documentary or a good what else, or a good book, a book that big ups, that makes Elvis look good. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's some YouTube channels that are really nice, that are really kind to Elvis, and they make money. It's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Now, I'm completely against people making money off Elvis if they're being negative. Yeah. Now remember, a lot of these people put hundreds of hours into what they do. Yeah. So it's not a big deal, guys. On YouTube, it's pennies, isn't it? It's pennies. You know, someone sends me a coffee, it's $2. You know. But thank you guys for sending me a coffee. Right. Let's keep going. She called Polly. These people aren't making any money off Elvis. The book is out of print. Yeah, I don't think they are. This has nothing to do with money. This topic now in 2024 has nothing to do with money. nothing. That book cost me £5.80 and then £2.95 delivery. It was under £10 delivered to my door, next day delivery from Amazon. Yeah, this book here. Yeah, £5.80 plus delivery, £2.95 next day delivery. It's not a valuable book. Let's have a look. Yeah, the poem was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. Right. I just wanted. Elvis went to see Nixon alone. No one knew where he was. He called Jerry Schilling and told him the meeting in the hotel. No. Have read it. DC people, no motive lie. Research it all and it all lines up. Right. So this is Bernadette Carmody. She has read the book. Decent people. She's saying they're decent people with no motive to lie, and research it and it all lines up. I don't agree with the no motive bit because, come on, it's Elvis, yeah? But, okay, I respect your opinion. They are buying you a coffee, not let's have a look. They are buying you a coffee, not Elvis. Look how many people have exploited him over the years and still continue to do so. Oh, no, Polly, we are defending Elvis Presley. Polly, are you new to this channel? Let me just get Elvis back on the screen. Polly, are you new to this channel? We have done hundreds of interviews. Live streams defending Elvis. So let me just put that on. I'll put that on in the background, guys. Let's have a look. Now, remember, I am completely against anyone making money out of Elvis and being negative. I massively defend Elvis against this book. This book is a book of lies. Massively defend Elvis. Where's the other book? This book, Beautiful Lisa Marie, who we adore and really miss. We will spend months defending Lisa Marie against the allegations of abuse and against even her own mother, who we feel was a terrible parent, in our opinion, for entertainment purposes. So, of course, we defend because we want to help his image, his reputation, and protect his legacy. That's just a small little YouTube channel that we are. I 100% agree that if people are making money from Elvis and being negative, I 100% agree that that shouldn't happen. I don't think this is being negative. I don't see how this is doing any harm to Elvis. I ask you, how does this book harm Elvis? It doesn't. The book is discussing that Elvis may have had a secret relationship with Lucy, and the book is talking about that Lucy believes that Elvis is Desiree's father. How does that do any damage? I don't think anything we're doing here does any damage to Elvis. And if it did, I wouldn't be doing it. If I thought that book was a problem and was doing some harm, I wouldn't do this live stream. I wouldn't do it. Right, Helen, I totally agree. You are contributing to keeping the legacy of Elvis alive, and if it is possible and truthful, it's good. Yeah, I'm not here to put Elvis down. I will spend 10 hours a day helping in the tiny way that I can with our tiny little YouTube channel. I'll do my bit for Elvis because I owe him, because he saved my life. So I will do it, guys. I will happily do it. And plus we've created a lovely family here, and we meet up every day, and we want to do it. We enjoy it. We enjoy defending Elvis. It's what we do. Trust me, if I wanted to make money doing this on YouTube, I could think of some topics that draw in a lot more money. Yeah, I don't think me doing this video, Are You Lonesome Tonight, is going to bring me loads of money. Yeah, I'm doing this topic because it's very interesting. It's fascinating, and it keeps being brought to my attention. I wasn't even going to cover this topic, but it keeps being brought to my attention. So I feel I have to. I feel I have to cover it. I'm getting hundreds of messages, yeah, about this topic at the moment, probably because Rare Elvis Photos has covered it, yeah. So let me just go back, Karen, reading your comments. I mean, it's a hot topic, guys. It's a hot topic. You probably would need to do about 10 episodes of my live stream to cover this topic. Unfortunately, we can't really do that. Let's have a look. Let's just carry on reading your question. I've still got some questions to ask you. Now, remember, Kathy is here to answer questions. Any of you that have reasons why you don't believe it, ask Kathy. Any of you want to share reasons why you do believe it, please post it on this live stream now. That's why we're here. We're debating it, yeah? Let's just keep going. Right. So Karen says, you know it's hard not to. It's 50-50 on what I think, but the book definitely makes you think. Okay, Karen. Lucy told Donahue that she thinks Elvis knew he didn't see, just agree that he didn't know when Donahue stated this a minute earlier. Okay. So we got Pet Caravel. Lancelot is a good name. The Mighty and Will the Ninth sound. I want to try and stay on topic. I understand what you are saying. This is Inida. I was in love once with a country music star. You just don't tell people what they don't need to know. Fair enough. Jane is off. Bye, Jane. You take care, my love. I commend you, Kathy, for coming forward and standing up for these people. Yes. I like Salvatore. I like that. Yeah. Kathy doesn't have to do this. She's doing this because she truly from her heart believes it. She's friends with the author. She's friends with Desiree. So Kathy comes from a good place. And Kathy has made it very clear to me that people can decide yay or nay. She's not here to change people's minds. She's here to help get the information out there on behalf of Desiree Matera, the author, who is probably watching us now. Yeah. He has joined in our YouTube channel and he is fighting his side of the fence. He's fighting his case. If you go to the YouTube videos of Defending Elvis Presley, last night they were debating this topic for the whole evening, for like 10 hours. And there's some very, very long, detailed arguments for and against. I would read them out, guys, but they're so long, I'll be here till tomorrow. Yeah, I've only got a certain amount of time. We've already been on an hour and 20 minutes. I can't start reading out these long comments, but they're very, very interesting. So I highly recommend you guys go over to the my YouTube channel, Defending Elvis Presley, and read all the comments on. I think we've done. This is our 4th live stream. Read the comments, guys. You'll learn everything you need to read is in the comments, because you've got Desiree Matera, the author of the book, Are You Lonesome Tonight, clearly breaking down his reasons that it's true, his research. Yeah. He's responding to people that don't believe it. He's giving them very clear answers. You've got, is it Elvis, the Ultimate Channel? I think it's called. He's obviously very passionate and does not believe it. He also gives a very clear argument why he does not believe it. I think it's Elvis. Is it Elvis? Let me just get the name right. Sorry, guys, because it's quite a long name. So it's a bit of a mouthful for me. So we had obviously Desiree. Let me just see if it comes up. The author was defending himself against people that don't believe it. He's very passionate. He's very defensive. I don't know if it's going to come up, guys. The problem is I get so many comments. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can click on the video and let's just see if we can do it that way. Now this particular, the first video I did has had 186 comments. 186 comments. Yeah. And that's a lot of comments, guys. Yeah. So let me just see if the name comes up. I want to just so you know what to look for. So obviously Dairy Matera is there. He comes up straight away. I'm trying to get the name of the YouTube channel. He may be watching now. The YouTube channel that joined in, the Elvis YouTube channel that joined in on the discussion on my comments. Could you just tell us your name? I'm sure it's one of you guys might be able to say it on here. I'm sure it's, I can't find it. It's not coming up, guys. But I'm pretty sure it's Elvis, the Ultimate Fan, I think. Sorry, guys. I should know, but something like that. Yeah. Right. Here we go. Let's keep reading these comments. If he found out just before he died, surely he would have done a DNA provided for her in the will. Well, they didn't do DNA then, did they, Sue? Common sense. When would Elvis have the time to be able to get away without anyone knowing to have an affair with her when she says they got together the second time? Dan, I respect what you're saying, but we can't know that. We can't answer that. We weren't there. We don't know. We don't know Elvis's life. We're just fans, aren't we? But I know where you're coming from. I don't really agree with that as a point to prove it wrong. Salvatore, I didn't believe the book either when I first read it. This is Kathy. I had so many questions. I searched to find the author and he explained all my questions. Research is important. Yeah. I haven't done enough research. No way near enough. I've got a lot more to do. Salvatore, without any proof, you've got to admit it's hard for non-believers to believe it. I agree with that, Salvatore. I think that's very fair. Dan, one example. Elvis went to see Nixon alone. No one knew where he was called. Jerry Schilling told him to meet him at the hotel. Bernadette. Right, no, we've already read that. Let's keep going. So Kathmandu, it's strange if Lucy doesn't have any photos of her and Elvis together or multiple letters and cards after a couple of decades of dating on and off. Fair enough. That's a good point. Lucy said Elvis called her in Dallas to arrange a meeting after he heard she was alive. She flew to California to meet him at the hotel bungalow and he stayed some time. Thank you, Anita. Oh, thanks, Helen. Yeah, guys, please subscribe. Helps the channel. And welcome to Team Elvis, defending Elvis Presley. We like to encourage people to become part of Team Elvis because we defend Elvis at least twice a day, 7 days a week on the live stream. So you're very welcome. We appreciate every one of you joining us here at Team Elvis. Yeah. Let's have a look. I have a famous partner and can tell you it ain't nice to have world disbelieve you and be hostile. Desiree has experienced that all her adult life. Elvis warned Ginger it would happen and it did. Thank you, Jack. Dan, from what I understand, it becomes clearer in the book. They didn't see each other often after 1967. When he was in town, he would call Lucy or he would get Lucy to come to him. And do you know what? That is a pattern with Elvis. When you look at Elvis's different little relationships that he was secretly having, because don't forget, he was secretly dating different people behind Linda Thompson's back, and even Ginger Alden and other girlfriends. It's if you listen to interviews of many of Elvis's ex-girlfriends, including Mindy Miller, yeah, he would go off and see these other mini relationships, yeah. There's more coming out of the woodwork, isn't there? So it doesn't surprise me that he was going off and secretly meeting Lucy. It doesn't surprise me. Not Lucy, but don't forget, I'm not saying I believe it. I'm just saying I understand. Right. Someone would have seen her and known her out. No need for Elvis to hide her from the Memphis Mafia. Okay, it's a good point, Dan. Okay. I'm definitely trying to see both points of view, 100% here. Thanks, Pet Carvajal. Elvis Ultimate Fan Channel, right? I should know. Anyway, a big shout out to Elvis Ultimate Fan Channel. I've read all of the debating that went on last night, through the night. I will say this: I do think both of you, you know, Marte, I keep forgetting his name, Desiree, Martera, and whoever the guy is who runs Elvis Ultimate Fan Channel, which is a great channel. You did get very hot-headed, the pair of you. I personally think both of you should just calm and be friendly and debate your ideas in a bit of a nicer way. And I think it did make me giggle that right at the end of it, the guy who runs Elvis Ultimate Fan Channel said, "We live at different parts of the world. I'm off to bed. Thanks for the debate." I thought that was funny. But come on, guys, you can argue your cases without getting angry. I know you're both passionate. Let's keep it civil and respectful and kind, no name calling. Right. And Elvis, the Ultimate Fan Channel, join in, my friend. We invite you to join in. We're very welcoming. We love other Elvis channels. We love them. We have many Elvis channels join us here at Defending Elvis with Team Elvis, and they're very welcome. Even Mindy Miller joins us. We love Mindy Miller. I'm a big fan of Mindy Miller, as you know. We had Shauna from Tenderly Loving Elvis join us and sing a song for us, I think, yesterday. So we have open arms for all channels that are good for Elvis on YouTube. Let's have a look. A close relative needs to also provide DNA sample to Desiree, can be compared for matching points. Without Lisa, only Riley is left to compare DNA, and that won't happen. Yeah, well, that's a good point. Come on, we all know it all comes down to that, doesn't it? The DNA is everything. We all know that. I can't get into her reason. I don't know. There is too many reasons why it's more likely untrue. And that's going to be my next question that I asked. I wanted to get through these comments. That's what I concluded. They don't trash him. If true, it doesn't harm him. So many others did. Yeah, it doesn't. This story does not trash Elvis. They actually say nothing negative about him. I haven't read one comment from this book. I'm on about the bits I've been told by Kathy, or from interviews I've been watching. I've watched quite a few. There's not one negative thing said about Elvis from Lucy or Desiree. Not one thing. If anything, they praise him. Billy and Elvis spent a lot of private time together in later years. Some of that. Kathy's book gives an incredible behind the scenes when they toured. What a circus. Yeah. So, yeah, I've heard good things about the Kathy book. I know Rare Elvis Photos is reading that book. I also know that that book costs an absolute fortune, doesn't it? Where can the news about Donna Presley offering DNA be found? Good question. Hi, Heavenly. Hope you're well. You know we love you. I'm catching up, guys. By sending love. Let's have a look. Polly, on right, let's go. It really bugs me when it jumps forward like that. On Instagram page, I messaged her and asked if she thought this was true. She said she offered her DNA. Billy Smith confirmed to me that she is the true Donna, not an imposter. Okay. Yeah, and I tried to go on Donna's Facebook and it's blocked me out, so I don't know what that is. I've never spoke to her before. Let's have a look. Hi, Heavenly. What am I doing? I'm drinking coffee with you guys. I try to research everything before I make a decision on anything. Well, Polly, I'm going to be straight with you because I keep getting told off that I don't read books. Even though I've got hundreds of books, I'll show you. Let's lower this. Look at my books. I have to use this as an example. Look at my books. I have a pile of Elvis books, and I'm going to bit by bit read them. I'm going to make it clear. I hate reading. I hate reading. So I read in small chunks. I'll have a little read, maybe one chapter, then I'll watch videos, then I'll Google things. I read your information that you send me. You guys send me a lot of information. I read all of your comments, thousands of comments. You guys are sending me about 100 comments a day. So I do a lot of reading, and then I bring it all together, and then we do a show. But do I sit here and read a whole book and then come and do a show? Never. I will never do that. It's not how I do my research. So the other thing, Polly, I just want you to know this. A lot of my research is done with you guys. So we all come together. I will read things for the first time whilst we're together. We actually research together. Team Elvis, we research things together. This topic we're talking about now, we are learning together as we go. Many of the things that I've read out to you today, I've never read before. Like the beautiful write-up that Desiree says about her mother. I've never read that. We read it together for the first time. Even this Donahue interview, I've only watched 3/4 of it. The last 15 minutes of it, I haven't watched. So I'm just saying that we do our research together. We learn together. We read together. Yeah, we are a family together that is growing. Yeah. So when you mention about doing research, we don't have to because we research together. Yeah. But I do spend a good 4 hours a day researching, trust me. And I don't have any time. We do 2 live streams a day. I spend the rest of the time researching, and I've got 5 kids. So I have to squeeze everything in. A lot of my research is done when I'm walking the dogs, believe it or not, or when I go to bed. I get some free time at bedtime and I'll quickly read. Last night, I spent my whole night reading about Desiree and Lucy. Yes, the solid kid. I would love to buy Kathy Westmoreland's book, but I would need to get a bank loan to do so. Kathy is respectful and honest about Elvis and their relationship. Yeah, I've heard it. I've heard it's a really nice book. Right, let's try and catch up. Then I'm going to ask you another question. So far, I've not seen or heard anything with verified proof with this story. I would love to believe it. Yeah, okay. That's fair enough, Kat. I am so glad that Joe's Rare Was Photos is reading this book to us. Yeah, I love Joe. Joe Sins at Rare Was Photos. He's amazing. He's amazing. And I love the fact that he reads all these different books to us most days. He's brilliant. I love Joe. I have nothing bad to say about Joe. He's one of my favorite YouTube people, and he's very talented. He's a very talented man. The Ultimate Elvis channel is a national treasure. I love watching his live streams and Sundays and interviews. Yeah, he's great. He's great. But his I say this in a nice way, but the way he debates on YouTube videos, he's very hot-headed. He's very hot-headed. Can be, I would say, can be a little bit. I'm trying to say it. How can I say it? I think there's a nicer way of putting it. But Desiree was the same. Desiree was also, you know, there's a way of talking to each other in a bit of a nicer way. I think it works better that way. But I know that his channel is excellent. I know that. Who is claiming they had a child now with Elvis? Right. Come on, Heavenly. You must have twigged on what we're talking about. Dan, Lucy asked Elvis to keep it a secret. He asked her a few times. It could tell people She asked him not to. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Heavenly, Elvis passed through. Do you have any children by? Let's have a look. Let me just keep going. Right, so we're catching up now. That's correct. He was an unknown before then, and it was in this time that he met Lucy. Yes, and I have read this. People don't realize Elvis was doing little mini gigs before he walked into Memphis studios, before he walked into Sun Studios. He was singing around his area. Yeah. So this is the time they met. Is that right, Kathy? Because I know that one of the arguments is, oh no, you know, Elvis, she's saying she met Elvis when he was singing, but he wasn't singing then in that year. So is that right, Kathy? People who were with Elvis a lot contradict each other on some stories. We can only guess sometimes. That's true. He was in my area too. I sent you the info on it, Louis. Yeah. Yeah. Right. The next question. Thing is, Kathy, I've got what I want to do before I have to go, and I'm sort of letting it unfold. The next big question, because it's so obvious that I don't have time to read this book. Yeah, we've been on here an hour and 40 minutes. You know, we're going to need some more. You know, we're going to need a part 5 and a part. You know, it's going to go on, isn't it? Because I still have not done a review on this book, and I am going to review this book. So we ain't doing that today, guys. It's impossible. The life I have with my 5 kids, not happening. But we are going to do it soon. Maybe later, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah. So we need to ask a question, guys. Now the question is to the people that don't believe it. Yeah. So, and this gives Kathy a chance to give us some information. To the people that do not believe it, please tell me now. Give me a no. But also, Heavenly included, tell me why. So Heavenly, you said it very quickly. Now I'm asking all 57 people that are watching, why do you not believe it? Then I'm asking Kathy to look at the reasons why, and then give them some information. So Heavenly, do you have a reason you don't believe it? But not just Heavenly. Anyone that says they don't believe it, please tell me why. Right. It's very difficult on my behalf to go out searching about Elvis's private world. Me as a kid in the 1960s, I just know Elvis by his movies and Aloha. Hi, Luan. Hope you're well. Elvis passed through a convoy in 1963 and sang a Pine Bluff auditorium. I was sitting there wondering what Elvis would have been like. Hi, thanks indeed. Right. Karen, I can't say I don't believe it because I'm 50-50. Okay. The mother believes it. If the mother has access to Elvis, then it's possible. Kathy mentions in the video Charles Hamilton authenticated the poem of praise. Now, I've been told that we played a video that showed Charles Hamilton saying that he authenticated the poem. Yeah. So Charles, I think there is a video of him saying it. Yeah. I think I played it yesterday without realizing. I think it was Jack Doe that told me. Right, here we go. Annie, he dated Dixie in 53 to 55, Barbara and June in 1956, Anita in 57. And he was in the army from 58 to 60 and dated many in Germany, back in the States. In the 1960s, stayed with Anita until 1962. Plus, he dated many others in between. Yeah, Annie. So she's listed all these different girls, but he also could have dated Lucy. He could have. Knowing how many loves Elvis had that we know of, Anita, June, Linda, I find it hard to believe that he was secretly in love with Lucy all along. Thanks, Lynette. Well, I don't, because I think Elvis was seeing a lot of different girls. Now, that doesn't mean he was having sex with all of them. Elvis liked female company. So I believe it. No, I don't believe that. I'm not saying I believe this book. I'm saying I believe it's very possible he was seeing Lucy. I believe this. She could have been one of the many different girls he was seeing. She could have been, guys. Heavenly, they didn't want publicity. They never asked for a cent. And Desiree was never told about her father. The book was Lucy's way of telling her truth. There we go. Even if Elvis found out not long before he died, being the decent man he was, I don't believe that he would have acknowledged her. Even if Elvis found out not long before he died, being the decent man he was, I don't believe he would have acknowledged her. I'm confused. I think he would have. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't. If you're saying you think Elvis would have acted like she doesn't exist, I don't agree with that. Yeah, Elvis was a good man. He would have done the right thing. Okay, but Heavenly, my answer is I just think the more we research it, the nearer we get to the truth. Yeah, there's so much I don't know. There is so much I don't know. I think Heavenly, I think you need to just learn more about the story, and then you'll get a different feel for it. You'll get a different feel for it because your comments aren't fitting with the story that we're learning here. I meant he. All right, sorry, Sue. Yeah, so yeah, I agree with Sue. If he knew, he would acknowledge her. He was too good a man. He was a decent man. He definitely loved being a dad, didn't he? It is fascinating. It is definitely fascinating. Right, let's just get my phone out. I think let's just I did ask Kathy to send me a few comments. All right, sorry, can you read out the first question and answer I sent you? Lucy met Elvis in 1953. Let's have a look. Let's just go to it. Right, let's just go for it. Sorry, there's so many comments coming in, so I'm sort of trying to question. Here we go. Right, Kathy. Elvis met Lucy in 1953 whilst he was performing. Elvis didn't perform then. Right, so this is one of the things that people are saying to disprove the story. The answer is to the Elvis met Lucy in 1953 while he was performing. Elvis didn't perform then. Now, I have read in this book, I'm not going to find it now because it'll take me forever. But in this book, it shows that he was performing before he walked into Sun Studios. Yeah. So let's have a look. The answer to the question is, in the fall of 1953, Lucy met Elvis at a party for No Radio. Lucy worked for Jane's No, the owner. Okay. Right, we'll read the second point as well. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Yeah, we just mentioned the Charles Hamilton thing, Jack. I don't know if you missed it. Heavenly. Huh? Why have I upset Heavenly? Oh, Heavenly, you know I love you. Did I say something bad? I didn't even see that. Oh, come on, Heavenly. What did I say? Oh no, I want your opinion. I want your opinion. What is the thing? This was the point I was trying to say. What I was trying to say is that 3 days ago, I had no idea about this story. Yeah, this book. I had no idea about it. I've spent the last 3 days learning about it. So when I give my opinion on this book, I've learned so much now that I sort of understand why people believe it. I'm still not a believer. That's not where I am. But I understand why they believe it. And I think to properly comment on this story with Desiree and Lucy, you have to have a general feel for it. You don't have to read the book. Just watch loads of interviews, read some clips, read all of the subscribers' comments. Yeah. And then eventually, I read about 100 comments last night about the Desiree Lucy topic, and a lot of the topics were Dari Matira's his point of view, and the other was the Elvis is the Man channel, or not Elvis is the Man, Elvis the Ultimate Fan, his channel. And by reading all these comments, I've got a feel for this book. Yeah, I understand both points of view now. So now when I make a comment, I've got an idea of what I'm commenting about. And what I was trying to say to Heavenly is that, and not just Heavenly, to everyone on this channel, if we get a feel for it, we can then give our points of view, whether it be to believe it or to not believe it, to believe it or to not believe it, or to just say, do you know what? It's not for me. I'm not interested, or to say, I'm undecided. I'm undecided. So the last 3 days of research I've done have really helped. Have really helped me. Yeah. And it's helped me do this show as well, because I have an understanding of it. Now, I'm still undecided, guys. I'm still undecided. So come on, Heavenly, you know I love you. Right, let's have a look. Please don't take things personally, guys. I mean well. I'm sorry, Heavenly, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. Do you remember the Fonz? Guys, do you remember the Fonz? Couldn't say sorry. Who remembers that? The Fonz. I can say sorry. I can do it. Let's have a look. Where are we? Yes, your opinion does count. It does. Please don't worry. Besides, let's have a look. Yeah, it's okay, Heavenly. Come on. You can trust me. You can trust me. But this interview that I've been playing, I think if you watch that interview, the Donahue interview with Desiree and Lucy, it's quite an old interview. It says it all. Everything you need to know is in that interview. It's only about 20 minutes long, and Heavenly, you will learn everything you want to know. You've probably watched it loads of times already. Just watching that gave me a very good feel for things. Let's have a look. Yeah, the Fonz. Come on, we love the Fonz. Don't worry, Heavenly. Team Elvis has got your back, mate. Team Elvis got your back. Julie's insisting insisting that I say sorry and respect everyone's opinion, which I do. We can agree to disagree, but I think we all agree this story does not trash Elvis. Yeah, it's not doing any harm. It's a hot potato, isn't it? It's a hot potato. Right, I'll read, actually, no, let's read Kathy's second question. The second meeting was at the Eagle's Nest in early 1954. Scotty and Billy are wearing their Starlight Wranglers clothes, and the supposed first two gigs they all did at the Bon Air Club were not actual Elvis's Scotty and Bill gigs, but instead Elvis was invited onto the stage during the gigs by the Starlight Wranglers, probably during a break when the rest of the group had a bottle or a cigarette? Scotty and Bill, there's a list that Scotty and Bill playing a third gig at the Bon Air on the 31st of July, potentially making the Eagles' Nest the debut, their 5th gig. So, because what I asked Kathy to just say things on here, questions that you guys may ask if you're a believer and if you're a non-believer. Right. So one of the things that is said is that no one knew about Desiree. No one knew about Desiree and even Lucy. And the answer here from Kathy is Charlie Hodge didn't know Desiree, but heard her name through Elvis. Elvis contacted O'Grady through Hook Stratton, a celebrity attorney in Los Angeles. O'Grady agreed to give him a polygraph. In the beginning of the test, O'Grady asked Elvis all kinds of questions just to psych him up for this big question. I heard about this. At one point, he asked Elvis, "How many women have you known in your lifetime so far?" Elvis answered, 5,000, sir. John said he then asked Elvis the key question, "In the past year, have you been with any woman other than Priscilla?" O'Grady said Elvis said no, and the polygraph showed that he was telling the truth. My feeling was that Elvis liked women a lot, but there's nothing wrong with that. He played around a lot before he married Priscilla, but not at all after he got married. I think when Elvis got married, he tried to be faithful. I really believe that. It didn't last very long because Priscilla was unfaithful with the dance instructor just after Lisa Marie was born. Anyway, he was straight after he got married, and we shot out all kinds of female names to him to test him. He mentioned one woman, a Desiree, but she was a woman, not a baby. Louis, can this be found on Joe's? No, Louis, this can be found on Joe's YouTube channel, Rare Elvis Photos. Okay. Right, next one. Don't believe Elvis slept with Lucy. So you guys will say you don't believe Elvis slept with Lucy. He wouldn't make love to anyone who had a child. Well, we all know that's bullshit because he was with Susan Henning. So on this comment from Kathy, one of the most common things said is that Elvis wouldn't sleep with a woman that had a child. But you know I don't believe, guys. Priscilla started that bullshit, in my opinion. Priscilla's revelations in Elvis and Me. Elvis had told me that he would not make love to another woman that had a child. Answer. Another lie made up by Priscilla. He was definitely with Lucy. She had 3 children when she met him, and Susan Henning from the Comeback Special had a child when she had her affair with Elvis. Pics of Susan Henning. Yeah, I know this. Come on, this thing where Elvis won't sleep with someone who's had a child is such bullshit. Complete rubbish. Okay, now, Kathy did send me a couple of clips from the book. I'll just read them. I want to see you soon, and I want to take care. Your father's going on the trip with you. Yeah, he's been sick too. You know, I will do him good. Hope your little daughter gets well. What's her name? Right, I think this is when Lucy is telling Elvis for the first time. Yeah, this is when Elvis starts thinking, oh, there's a possibility there's a child here. Yeah, am I right, Kathy? Let's have a look. I went numb. I couldn't dodge it any longer. Elvis, she's not a little girl. She's 18 and her name is Desiree. It was his turn to be caught off guard. Neither of us made it sound. There was silence that screamed for an explanation. I didn't realize she was such a big girl. He finally said, honey, why do you name her Desiree? Is there something you're not telling me? I steeled myself to answer, speaking in a low and natural monotone that gave away with every word. It's because you like the name. Thank you for caring. There's so much I have to tell you. Honey, why are you acting so strange? Is there something wrong? Lucy tells me, is there something wrong? I retreated deeper into a monotone. I couldn't let my emotions betray me. I had to tell him, but not now over the phone. Okay, so I think that's a description of right. Okay, there's another bit here. We're going to read it. With my terrible eyesight, I could sense his wariness through the phone. I'm so lonely for you, Mum Amor. I need you so much, so much. My arms are empty. I just wish you were here so I could hold you. I'm hollow without you. My Desiree, my two Desirees. In a few weeks, we'll have a whole new beginning. Everything will change. You'll see. I'm coming to get you. I'll never let you go. I should have done this 25 years ago. Why did I wait? Why was I so stupid? All those around me, I don't care what they think anymore. I don't care about me. This will be a short tour. I'll be back in no time. Then we'll be together. I promise. Now, Kathy, can I just ask you, yeah? Is this section saying that Elvis is going to complete his tour and then they were going to be together forever? Because if it is, I find that a bit extreme. But can you just explain that section to me, Kathy? Yeah? Deborah, you've woke up. Yeah, we've all watched it, haven't we? We've all watched it, Heavenly. I'm just waiting for Kathy to respond. Is this saying, after my tour, we're going to get back together and be together forever? Is that what this is saying? He was arranging to meet up with Lucy and meet Desiree after he came back from his last tour. Yeah, but he's saying more than that. He's saying, why did I wait? Why was I so stupid? All those around me, I don't care what they think anymore. I don't care about me. This will be a short tour. I will be back in no time. Then we will be together. I promise I'll be waiting here. No, sorry. So he says we'll be together. That bit I'm a bit unsure about, obviously, because obviously, you know, there's Ginger Alden, which we know. I'm not a massive believer of the Ginger Alden. Just how serious Elvis took that relationship, because he was quite sick, quite unwell, wasn't he? Elvis in 1977 was chronically sick. He had this hassle from the book, Elvis, What Happened, the Memphis Mafia book, the Betrayal book. And he had Priscilla at him for a divorce settlement, and they placed the lien on Graceland's. You have the lawyers attacking him with this deed of trust. So within all that, I think there was another girl as well that was referred to as waiting for him at the airport. Yeah, I'm not sure who the girl was. So one of you guys will tell me. Now, is it? I don't see this just as simple as he was arranging to meet her. I think it's a bit more than that. He's saying we'll be back together. So I will say that little bit there, I'm not convinced on it, but you know, I just want to say that I don't want me to be the deciding factor of this live stream. I want you guys, independently from me, to make up your own minds. This is why Kathy's here, so she can ask questions. You can ask her questions. In the early 1953, Elvis, then 18, had not yet formed his own star and therefore imitated other successful singers. Friends and associates were often startled at how well he could mimic Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and whomever else he wanted to copy. His audiences that afternoon was made up of the same generation that would decry him. He became famous as an old-timer in Monroe told me. Nobody who'd been at one of Joe No's parties would have given a damn about Elvis Presley's fame or not. He could have done the whole Vegas act and he'd still be booed off stage. I think, isn't that just sort of hinting that she met him before he was known? I think that, yeah. Right. I took it as if they will be together and plan for possible future, and he was finally going to meet Desiree. I understand, Kathy. I just want to say this. You know, I understand the whole. Oh, right, he's just found out something. He's finally found where Kathy is. Yeah. Sorry, where Lucy is. But the whole thing of we're going to be together. I'm not buying that, because surely they would have met up. You know, got to know each other for a bit, talk about the old days, you know, obviously discuss Desiree, where this little section is almost saying we're going to get back together. I'm a little bit like that with that. I'm a little bit. No, Lou, we all got our own opinion. Yes. Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want, guys. I want you guys to decide. Thank you. Thank you, Salvatore. Do you know which show Charles Hamilton appeared on? Jack, do you know what? I couldn't find it. I'm sure people are welcome to send it me. Someone did send me an email with a short video on it. I'm just trying to remember who that was. I think it was Vincenzo. Vincenzo's not here today, is he? Let me just double check. See if it comes up. No, Vincenzo, are you on? I was going to say, if he was on here, I could get him to resend it me. Problem is, I get too many videos. I'm going to play. I want to play the last few minutes of this. Let's hear it out, guys.
I love dinner parties.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to know, what's the point of ripping up the birth certificate? I don't understand.
Oh, because I had an emotional state at that time, because I thought he had met someone else and fell in love with someone else. And it's just a woman's heart. I just thought I'll never tell him now that he's found someone else.
Are you there, caller? Go ahead. Yeah.
This is the summer of Elvis. It's his special summer. It seems to me an interesting fact that this news comes out this particular summer. The book is written this particular summer. For someone who is not interested in money, you're certainly going to gain from this.
Well, thank you for that comment. I wrote the book in '84. I still hated to go through with it. I mean, you can ask my publisher, my co-writer. I still didn't want to do it, but I didn't hold it till this year. It wasn't my choice. They had other projects.
I wonder, is Mrs. Brown going to write a book?
Yes, is the caller there?
Yes?
Go ahead, please.
Well, I believe that the both women up there are ridiculous because they knew that the men are married.
What?
I feel that both women on the show are ridiculous.
Why do you say that? Please make your point.
Well, they have no rights, no claims to anything. Because
Well,
they knew the man was married, and I don't feel like they have any rights or any claims to anything at all. I feel like they wanted to pray, well, they paid the price. They brought these children in this world. As far as I'm concerned, they're homewreckers.
Anybody want to talk to her? Hang on, Elsie's back in this thing.
Yay, Elsie! No, I just want to say, I think you're great to come up and bring all this stuff out. It's sort of like a backstreet romance, you know?
Yeah.
And it can happen in life.
Yeah.
It has happened, I think.
How did your stepfather, the one you love, who raised you?
He was very supportive. He said, I have a right to do it, and I just have a comment.
Yes, go ahead.
I have a comment. I wouldn't want to be sitting up there telling national television that I was the other woman.
No problem.
It's not a problem to you.
No problem.
Yeah, I've got to get some other folks in here. We'll be back in just a moment.
Yes.
Huh?
I
think that if all the claims are true, I really think that she's tried to live as Desiree's mother, her life with dignity, if these claims are true. On the other side of the coin here, and that in this day and age, maybe someone who's not greedy is not to be believed.
Yeah.
Not to be believed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's funny, this is brought out after both fathers are dead.
Why did you say it here?
Thank you, Mr. Donahue. I wondered how the children feel about suddenly having their private lives exploded. Their mothers promoting them and putting them into the public view. How they feel, if they feel a little resentful toward mom.
My mother's not promoting me. I'm the one really that got my mother to do the book for me. It was very difficult for her. And
my mother wouldn't have done it if I hadn't jumped in and filed a lawsuit either.
Yeah.
Did Elvis have the drug problems that the press painted out to have?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Did Elvis have the drug problems painted by the press?
Oh, no, not like it. It was medication addiction. It really wasn't. It was drug related, of course.
This is for Steve. I was wondering who he thought.
Hollywood, California.
Yeah.
And you always hear some kind of gossip, some kind of rumor, who's gay, who's sleeping with who, and you can always substantiate later by going to a restaurant. You see that person with someone like that, right? So I can't believe that nobody has seen Desiree or her mother with Elvis. Nobody can substantiate that. Nobody saw them in a restaurant. Nobody saw them together.
That's
and
so.
Also, anybody that loves you that much.
Let's get Lucy in.
Okay.
How'd you keep this so secret?
It was very hard to keep it a secret, but it had to be a secret, Phil, and it was a difficult thing to do. But
what's the matter? If what? Stand, please.
If he suspected, towards the end, that last line that you said that he suspected, I hope what you're saying is true. How come it just hadn't been discussed? If he suspected it, it must have been suspected for a period of time.
No, he knew we were together intimately, and the name Desiree just rang a bell to him.
My question is to Lucy. How did you register your child in school? Because I know you have to bring your birth certificate, and if it has Presley on the birth certificate, how did you?
No, I always put my married name Greer on there.
But in the birth certificate it said Presley, and can you get in school?
I was born by I had my stepfather's been my stepfather since I was 2.
But you have to bring your birth certificate to school. It says Presley, and this audience is going crazy here.
Everywhere I went, I used my baptism certificate for everything.
Baptismal. All right.
It seems that his memory is very important, and it seems if you have a great love for him, you would want to respect his memory and keep these illegitimate whatever out of the
public eye.
Right.
I have to
We're
say,
the innocent bystanders. Why not?
Yeah.
Well, the account in my mother's book is very good about Elvis. I think it really portrays him in the real way he was.
Desiree, can you sing?
Can you sing?
Oh, sing? Not a word, no.
I'd like to know who's listed as Steve's father on his birth certificate.
Brown.
Brown. Go by the name.
Mr. Brown. Yes.
How old is Desiree?
How old is Desiree?
29.
Yeah.
How much is he suing for?
How much are you suing for, Stephen?
$10.5 million. That's just punitive damages. Read in all of it.
I would like to know what Desiree does for a living.
I do some modeling, and I'm into real estate as well.
Yes.
Are you going to deduct all living expenses that he supported you when you were growing up from that $2.5 million?
No. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Are you there, caller? Go ahead.
Yes, I am. I'm really excited. I read Lucy DeBarman's book, and I feel that she must be a very strong woman. I admire her for protecting Elvis and his reputation and her family for what she thought would be a certain scandal, and I really wish her the best. No matter what anyone else thinks, she is going to be
Steve, what
do you do for a living, Steve? What do you do? I wouldn't mind having a little piece of this book myself.
This is how he ends it.
Out of curiosity, are you lonesome tonight? Here is a young woman who says Elvis is my father. And that's, of course, the mother of.
Yeah, did you vote for President Johnson?
Did you vote for him? Yeah, 300. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Lucy, I want to know why you weren't engaged to Elvis when he died, if you were still in love.
Okay, right. So it's, obviously if you watch that from beginning to end, I think you do get sort of get a feel for it, don't you? You get a feel for. There's quite a few videos on there. I mean, I still feel that we still need to come back and do another episode. I just think we haven't fully covered it yet because I want to go over this book. Yeah, I think we need to go over this book a bit. I also think that we need to start reading the comments from the author and the comments from the other YouTube channel, the Elvis channel, but also your comments. I think we need to, we're still learning. I still don't feel like we've pieced all the facts together. I think together, Team Elvis, I think we're not ready. No, that's the wrong way of putting it. I still think we've got a lot more to learn. I don't think we are totally clued up on this, unless you've read the book. Of course, if any of you have read the book, so it's a tough one, isn't it, guys? Is there anyone here now that has changed their mind? Is there anyone here now, of the 58 people watching, have any of you changed your mind that you do believe or you don't believe? I'm interested in that. Just could you answer that question? So I've got a newspaper clipping that I wanted to read out to you guys. Anyone else change their mind? Yeah, we missed you. Salvatore, we missed you, my friend. Yeah, it's going to have to be the next one, Kathy, because this is such a complicated story with strong opinions on both sides of the fence. There's so much to go through. I don't want to just rush through every bit. I really want to just relax. I want to just take my time. I want to drink my coffee with you guys. We've been on for 2 hours and 16 minutes. I still don't feel that we've got there yet where it comes to covering this story properly. I don't think that we've got the right questions that are being asked of Kathy. Even Kathy, I think we've got more work to do to just try and get all the facts out there. I'm definitely going to read the preface, but you've got to remember, guys, I've got 5 kids. I can't just sit here all day. 100% I am going to read the preface. I'm really busy, yeah, especially today. As previously mentioned, I'm not trying to change anyone's opinions. It's just here to answer questions to the best of my knowledge. Yes, that's exactly why Kathy's here. Kathy isn't trying to push us either way. I really want to show Kathy respect and good manners. It's important to me. So there was just one. There was a newspaper. I was sent quite a few newspaper clips. I'll read one of them. They're all pretty good, actually. Some very old newspaper clips. It was sent to me by. Let me just think of his name. Let me just get his name up. It was sent to me by, I think it was Nessa Jules. I don't know if you'll hear Nessa, but he sent me some very, very good newspaper clips. I took a picture of all of them. I was hoping to read them, but we just don't have the time. So what I'm going to do is read the shorter one that I've got. And it's to do, I think it's to do, let me just try and remember. It's to do with the poem, the love story. Yeah. So let's just read it. Right. I'm going to try and read this without the dogs barking. This is let my son in. Right. It's okay. It's okay. I've just finished up my live. I've got like 2 minutes left. How was it? All right. Right, I'm going to read this. People keep delivering things and stuff's happening in my house. Right, the expert says Elvis wrote a love poem to former local woman, yeah? New York, a love poem that Elvis Presley allegedly wrote for a woman who says she bore him a daughter is authenticated. The handwriting expert said on Friday When I looked at it, I saw instantly it was Elvis's writing, said Charles Hamilton, the handwriting analyst, who is in 1983 found that he purported the diaries of Adolf Hitler were fake. Sorry. Now we did play a video of Charles Hamilton himself saying that he authenticated the letter. Okay. He set the value of the untitled poem written on a piece of ordinary typing paper at $100,000. The importance of this poem is not just that it's an astonishing, unusual, and truly great relic of his. Hamilton said that it disclosed for the first time that Elvis had a lifelong sweetheart whom he visited whenever he could. Hamilton was hired to analyze the poem by Desiree, the author. A recent book about Lucy de Barbin called Are You Lonesome Tonight? In the book, de Barbin contends that Presley was the father of her 28-year-old daughter, Desiree, who was born in Alexandria, Lamotera. Said that the two met when Presley was 18 and de Barbin was 16 and had an infrequent but long-term affair. Presley was married once to Priscilla Presley. What the poem says clearly indicates the intimacy that occurred between Elvis and Lucy de Barbin, said Hamilton, but David Beckwith, a spokesman for Presley and the Presley estate, Graceland Enterprises, said he did not believe the poem was real. So someone from Graceland Enterprises thinks that the poem is not real. So really, we're going to have to wrap it up, guys. I'll read a couple more comments. So that was interesting. Let's have a look. Anyone can put on any accent, but they can do it well. And they actually speak in another language. I lived in the UK for 8 years. I never lost my southern accent. That's interesting, Anita. What part of the UK did you live in? After the record, I don't like the southern accent, but it's there. Let's have a look. Elvis wrote a cursive in early days. I've been documents later, and he printed and cursive. Not sure what that means. What's a cursive? Put me right, Heavenly. I am in a relationship with a famous person and we keep our relationship secret. Okay, let's have a look. Well, I think that's it, guys. Before we go, is there any questions you'd like to ask Kathy? I know there's the story about the horse, yeah, and there being no hills. There's quite a few little things that people are using to discredit the book, but a lot of these things that people are using to discredit the book are just Chinese whispers. They're just things being repeated that aren't even in the book. I'm going to make this my last thing that I read. So you had Desiree, the author. Yeah. He was arguing, or not arguing, debating with a YouTube channel, Elvis YouTube channel. And I thought this reply that he gave to the YouTube channel was pretty good. I think Kathy knows which one I'm going to talk about because I sent it to her. I think I'll read that out and that can be the ending. So this is Desiree. I hope it's here, guys. Here we go. Right. This is Desiree trying to explain things, that a lot of the things that people are saying to prove that the book is not true are just made up things that aren't even in the book. Yeah? Do we agree with that, Kathy? And this is addressed to Elvis, the Ultimate Fan channel. So they're having an argument. Yeah, guys? Where in the book does it say it was a mountain? Now, this is referring to how they met on the horse, yeah? It was a small hill. Hills are everywhere. So one of the arguments is that there are no mountains in, I'm guessing, Memphis. Yeah. It's very flat. It might not be Memphis. It could be California or LA, whatever. I don't actually know, but it's basically saying that where it is very flat. So Dari is saying, yeah, there's no mountains, but there are hills, right? It was a small hill. Hills are everywhere. I do agree. There are hills everywhere. Yeah. The hater changes the words and calls it an outright lie. This person you are quoting is responsible for his own ignorance and lies, typical of haters. So, you know, Dari's got a problem with the haters. He has received a lot of hate. He has, because of this book, and he's had it for decades. So that has made him very defensive. Yeah. Many individual horse and farmers, owners rented out their horses. One of the things that people say is that in those days you couldn't rent out a horse unless it was from the circus. Well, even I don't believe that. Even I don't believe that. Come on. If you want to rent a horse out, there's going to be dozens of places that rent horses out, not just circuses. But many individual horse farmers and owners rented out their horses for extra money via cardboard signs posted on telephone poles. I rented horses in North Carolina numerous times that way. Many rural people have. Very common. That's typical nonsensical errors of the haters. And I actually agree with that point. Come on, that isn't a good thing. To say that there was only one place in California, for example, that you could rent a horse, that is, I don't agree with that. That's rubbish. It's been widely reported that Elvis had various friends and musicians who played with his formative years they would have viewed as a band, and I have many confirmations of that and people in the area. Now, I agree with this. Elvis was performing before he walked into Memphis studios, and I've read it a few times, but it is in this book. This book's called A Rough Guide to Elvis, and this little book does show that Elvis around 53 was active, singing around in little venues. Yeah, so it is possible that he was doing a bit of singing before he became famous. It's widely reported that Elvis had various friends and music. I just read that one. Desiree's birth certificate is in the book. Nowhere does it say that she was born in 1954. So this is obviously the YouTube channel. The Elvis YouTube channel is obviously discussing the birth date. So what he's saying is that do your proper research and look at the birth certificate that's in the book. And it is in there. The birth certificate clearly shows the date of birth here. So what I think Dari is saying is that Elvis, the Elvis channel, Elvis, the Ultimate Fan channel, is listing loads of reasons to make the book be false. Yeah. But the reasons he's listing aren't even in the book. Yeah. So he has a point. It's just Chinese whispers, people repeating stuff over and over again. Does that sound right to you, Kathy? Lucy's meeting with Elvis were all pre-planned and secretive. She never bumped into him in Vegas. What was she doing in Vegas? Right, let's go to the next bit. What was she doing in Vegas to begin with? Where is the passage about being given $1,000 bill? This is another one of the stories that Elvis bumped into her, gave her $1,000 bill. One of the reasons why they say it's not true is they're saying that Elvis never carried money. What Dari is saying is that it's not even in the book, so why are you saying it? And I can see that. People are repeating things to disagree with the book. They're repeating this Chinese whisper about the $1,000 bill, saying that he never carried money, but Dari is saying, well, it's not even in the book. So I get that. And then you say, you seriously don't think I studied the issue, along with hundreds of others involved in the worldwide production of the international best-selling book, Are You Lonesome Tonight, before submitting the manuscript? The smoking gun evidence is an anonymous caller on some show. The eyes match perfectly. The book was verified by lawyers. I'm not really sure what that means. Bill Burke was a major hater, and all his accusations were childish lies and total BS. Curious as to his motivations for some ignorance and hatred. I don't know about Bill Burke. We could have won a libel against this clown using high school lawsuit across. I think he's referring to something that happened a long time ago. Yeah. So, Kathy, are you still there? She got the name from hearing her sister talk about Randolph Air Force Base. Oh, yes, I've read this, that the name Randolph Presley was chosen because of what Kathy's just told us. I went to see Elvis perform in Vegas and sat in the back. She said she rang to tell him a message wasn't passed on. Elvis went mad. So I just see if I can squeeze out one more comment, guys. Let's go to see if I can find the Elvis channel and Dari having their little discussion. Let me just have a look. Now, what Dari does do, even though he's quite hot-headed and passionate, he does try and break down the Elvis channel's argument to say that it's not true. And Dari does try and counteract, and using obviously his research of the last 40 years, isn't it? Yeah, because he wrote the book. He does use that to try and at least give the facts to disagree. Dari does do that. If you go to these 3 live streams, part 1, 2, and 3 on our live streams, and read them, read the arguments that Dari, the author, is having with the Elvis channel, yeah, and you'll get a feel, and you'll start thinking, right, at least Dari is trying to get the facts out there. Yeah, I would say that. So I'm just going to see if I can find them. The problem is I've been struggling to find these comments, which is pretty annoying, because YouTube have changed how we see comments. YouTube used to line them all up, but now they've added a new button, and they've changed how we see the comments, which means you can't see the comments. It's just really annoying. Let's have a look. No, it's not coming up. It's a shame, because I wanted to read them out to you. So go on to the YouTube live streams that we did yesterday. Look up Dari Matera. He's the author that wrote this book. Kathy's good friends with him. Kathy also knows Desiree. Dari is friends with Desiree. I've heard that Rare Elvis Photos is hoping to interview and get in touch with Desiree soon. Fingers crossed. And, watch this space, isn't it, guys? Let's see how it unfolds. So, Heavenly Desiree never knew who her dad was. She suspected later on, but her mum never told her the truth until after Elvis died, and the book helped her. Guys, now's the chance to ask questions. Well, let's do it in a polite, friendly way. Yeah, I think Kathy has made the effort here. She has nothing to gain here. The book is nothing to do with her. Yeah, she passionately believes in the book. She's good friends with Dari and Desiree. She's only here to discuss things, not to make money. There's no money here. So let's at least give her a nice bit of respect. And really, we should be thanking Kathy for taking the time to join us on our Defending Elvis Presley. And even Dari, the author of the book, who is talking to Kathy behind the scenes, any information that he gives us is helpful and interesting. So we need to be grateful. Yeah, we don't have to believe it or disbelieve it. Yeah, we just discuss it in an open debate. Yeah, here's some money, man. So you get my point. Kathy is doing this for love. Yeah, she's doing this. It's a passion that she truly believes everything in this book. Yeah. I'm still not decided. My position is I'm undecided. That is where I end up. Come on, we've had a very, very interesting debate. We've been on here for 2.5 hours. It feels like half an hour. I've had about 5 coffees. It's extremely interesting and very fascinating. So can we end it? Before we go, you know what I'm going to say. Do you believe it or don't you believe it? Or are you in the middle and you're undecided? Can we go out with that? And I thank Kathy. Thank you very much. We're going to have to come back and do a proper review of this book. That's going to be our next one. But I might do a couple of other topics first, because I don't think we should just keep doing the same topic every day. So I am at some point gonna review this book. Yeah. So, but I probably are gonna. My next topic is probably going to be one of these other books. Yeah. And I also think I need time to absorb the facts. I don't think I'm fully there yet. I don't think I'm fully there with this book. I need to absorb more. I'm not quite in a position to make my mind up. So how many of you do believe? How many of you don't believe? Okay. Yeah, Karen, it's hard to decide. Thanks. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you so much. Oh, Salvatore, send me some more, my friend. Send me some more. I want to play more of your songs. Thank you, Kathy. It would be great to see any of them in an interview on camera to hear it from their own mouths. Oh, that would be good, wouldn't it, Kat? Wouldn't we like to see Desiree being interviewed? Now, Desiree, if you watch this show, I will not embarrass you. I will not put you on the spot. I will always be respectful and kind. I won't belittle you. I will show you total respect. You're welcome to contact me at any moment, whether it's email or Facebook or on our YouTube channel, or to join us here on our live stream. You're very welcome. And Dari, I promise you, Dari, the author, if you contact me in any way, I will always show you respect and kindness, always. And I won't take sides. I'll sit on the fence and let the people decide for themselves. Yes, I really wish Joe at Rare Elvis Photos, I really wish him well, and I hope he gets his interview. I'll really enjoy watching it. I love Joe. Rare Elvis Photos is a fantastic channel. I have all the time in the world for it. Now, I'll just let you know, don't forget we have the Defending Elvis Presley Facebook page. Please join it. We have a chat on there. Now, I must make it very clear, guys. I don't allow arguing on the chat. If anyone argues or is rude, I remove them, I delete them, I block them. Yeah, we are on that chat to exchange and debate, to show videos and pictures and documents, and to be friendly and to be kind to each other. That is why we're there. It's a very friendly chat. So please join the Defending Elvis Presley page. Please join the chat. And guys, if you've enjoyed what I did, get us a coffee. Send us a super thank you. I've loved it. And I will enjoy your coffee that you send me. Thank you so much to all of you. Of course, I have to specially thank Kathy. Kathy took out nearly 3 hours of her, is it evening in America? Where are Kathy? What time is it where you are? To be with us, to answer questions. And all you guys, Team Elvis, you've been taking care of business. Team Elvis, we've been together. You've been great. Team Elvis taking care of business on this live stream. And haven't we had a nice time, a nice, relaxing time? If you're just waking up in America now, morning, I hope you had a good night's sleep. You're going to enjoy this show. It was very interesting. Obviously, we have people all around the world. There's 20% of you are from the UK. So big shout to the UK people out there, and the Australians and the Canadians and every country in the world. You are so welcome to Defending Elvis Presley. You are very, very welcome. Thanks, guys. Please subscribe. Please like. Appreciate anyone that gets me a coffee or sends me a super thank you. And I'm hoping to do one more live stream in about 4 hours, maybe. Only a maybe, because I don't know what's happening today. Take care, guys. We're out of here. I send you all love. Thanks, Kathy.